Quiet.
Welcome to this week's Zoom. Look at all the familiar faces. Hey, Marsha, how you doing? She got a haircut. Sue and John, you just got back off your trip. You want to update everybody, me included, on everything, what's going on in y'all's life and how you feeling, that kind of stuff?
Feeling great, sleeping great.
What was it you told me about clothes a minute ago?
Excuse me?
What was it you told me about clothes a minute ago?
Oh, we had left some clothes up at our house in South Carolina, and it was all stuff that didn't fit when we moved down here. So I thought, okay, we got some clothes we can bring back down with us when we went up this last 2 days.
Wow.
And, but when we got there and I was trying them on, they were all too big too.
Oh, such a problem, Yeah. You got anything to add to that, John?
I had the same situation. I thought I had smaller pants than I had and smaller shirts than I had. So I brought some back with me, but I think they're going to be too big. I haven't had a chance yet to put them on. Try it.
Yeah. So we were supposed to take
if they aren't too big right now, they will be really soon. So
absolutely. We were supposed to take their first month picture today, but we're going to take it tomorrow, and they're going to weigh in tomorrow. So we don't have no update on any of that.
But look, I have a neck now.
Look at you.
I can wear long earrings now.
I mean, you don't even look like the same person. I'll tell you honestly. I had to take a second look at you. Tomorrow we'll celebrate. We'll celebrate in the room. Lisa is at the hospital with her mother, and I know. And before we go much further, I really want to send some prayers there. Her mother is in her last stages, regardless of what day that it happens. And her and her sister, Tina, they're like children of mine. And they're having to go through all of this and make these final arrangements for their mother. And so I asked Dorothy today if she would say some kind of a prayer for Lisa. She knows Lisa. I couldn't. And I'd get Lisa and Tina. They need everybody's prayers right now. I couldn't because I would just get emotional. She's my sister-in-law. When I left home, it was in her house, in my brother's house, that I went as a very young girl. So, Dorothy, go ahead.
Okay. Dearest Lord, bless Lisa and her family as her mom, Patty, will soon be coming home to you.
Yes.
We know that our time on earth is limited, but we never want to let go of those we love. Please give them the strength to make it through these dark days until the sun shines brightly again. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. And does anyone have anything they want to add? Because I am saving this for Lisa.
I didn't even know.
No, you didn't know?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, she talks to me every few minutes. She's not capable. This is the worst day in your life next to losing a child, is losing your mother. And we all know how far Lisa has come. And Lisa and her sister are closer than they've ever been, and that's improving by the nanosecond.
Good.
And there's nothing like this to really make you value your family, you know? So let's get on with our Zoom tonight, and I'm sure Lisa appreciates everybody's prayers. Let me share my screen. Did I share my screen already? No?
No.
Okay, here we go. Oh, let's put sound on. Okay. Who is that I hear? That must be Marshall.
It is.
Okay, welcome to our team, whether you're with us tonight or you're watching it recorded. I really want to get us where we can get off to this, the last Zoom of the challenge that the Meltdown Challenge does, and that's tonight. However, if we don't get off in time, that's what happened last week. I have no problem with that either, because I enjoy my time with you as much as you enjoy your time with me. We're almost to the finish line. And I wanted to explain, because we have Sue and John in here for the first time, that even though the last day of the challenge is the 28th, we have until Monday the 30th to weigh out. And you notice that the challenge started April 17th, but we were able to start weighing in on April 15th. So there's a couple of day window on the beginning and on the end for weighing in and weighing out. And that's typical in all of our challenges. The team is right there again, second place. It's just crazy. Everybody has done such a good job. The communication in the room, anybody want to say anything about the communication in the room? I mean, I just love it. I can't wait. I check throughout the door just a day just to see who's out and what. I enjoy the room very much. Anybody want to comment on that?
Did you see that I added the bonus points on our challenge, on the challenge wall about our team?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's how I got our bonus point. My bonus point, 100 bonus points.
Oh, I did that. I did that too. I went out and wrote on the wall too. I'm going to have to go look for yours, Dawn. I didn't know.
Yeah, and mine was all about that I'd been in every one of the challenges in September of 2014 and how I felt about the team. And then in parentheses, I put on my new family and how much support they were. So it was all about our team was what I posted.
Okay, so for people who want to go look this up, you can go out there and you can just put Dawn's name and hers will populate. You don't have to scroll through the pages. We just did that last time. If I get a chance here, I'll see if I can't do it while we're doing the Zoom, Dawn. And okay. I have the room. I have the next challenge signed up for. There's only 32 challengers in it right now. Only $640 is in the whole pot. Our room is, let's see what we got going on here.
I said that I wanted to be in it, but it didn't send me any information on it when they did that survey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I posted the link in our room and I can post it again, but this is, this is the new challenge. And you can see I'm the only person in there right now. And, you know, as over time, the other people will join. I have sent out an invitation to Dorothy and to somebody.
Did they give us a coupon again this time or no?
I haven't seen any kind of coupon as yet.
Okay.
You know.
I wanted to mention that when we signed up for this challenge, after we weighed in, they asked us if we wanted some family information, which I did not check that box.
Yeah, but it's 5 more points each day.
And that was unfortunate because without checking the box, you missed out on those points.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
That's something we need to know for the next challenge if something like that's going to come up.
Right.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even remember seeing that.
John, you want to tell them about it? John wrote a letter and they wrote him back.
Yeah, Sue was getting more points than I was, and I didn't understand why that was. And so she started looking at my wall, and that was missing. That one thing was missing, and I said, I didn't see it. It's not. It hasn't been there. So I emailed them, and I said, my wife's doing the same challenge, and she's got more points, and she has this one category that I don't have. Why? And they said, well, because you were asked to either add it or not at the beginning, and you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So therefore, it's too late now. You can't do it anyway. Can't do it. So.
Yeah.
It was like, so sorry.
Yeah, I was sorry, but
next, thank you, Dorothy, for bringing that up, because then the next time we'll read more, you know. I understand. Were you saying something?
Where was it?
When you first check in, it said, do you want family information? And I didn't check it, and it didn't say anything about having points.
Yeah.
I don't even remember seeing it, but.
Yeah. All right. So let's do our share. We don't remember days, we remember moments. And I will tell you, we're going to need a little piece of paper and a pen in the course of the Zoom tonight. So if you want to kind of get that together, that would be great. And I thought we would honor mothers and fathers and special moments in our life. So my fondest memory of my mother is, my fondest memory of my father is. The moment in my life that I recall the most is what I am most grateful for today is, and what I most want to share tonight is. And what I most want to share tonight is how much I'm, wishing I could be there with Lisa and Tina and help them get through this. That's pretty much on my mind. And that's all I will say. So I'll let someone go next. Who's next?
I'll go. Well,
go ahead, Tony.
What I'm most grateful for today is my wife, my family, my children. They're healthy and they're doing well. And that, they're going to continue. That I must have done a pretty good job. Me and Mommy did pretty good. I'm grateful for that.
That's cool, Tony. Who's next?
Well, I'm most grateful today for my husband and my grandson. We got to see him while we were in South Carolina. He went to lunch with us, and we had a great conversation, nice visit and everything. And the house with 2 boys living in it by themselves was not in as bad a shape as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, that's good. How old's your grandson?
Excuse me?
How old's your grandson?
He's almost 22.
Oh, so he's not little.
No, but I told him, I gave him a big hug and kiss 3 or 4 times during the day, and I told him, he always, ew, yuck. And I said, that's enough. Grandmas are allowed to do this.
He had a little present for Sue for Mother's Day, and he gave her the card, and before she opened it up, he said, it's a birthday card, because I couldn't find a Mother's Day card. And she said, that's because you waited too long and they were all gone.
Oh, funny. Well, that was a good compromise there.
Yeah. So I've been after him for years to give me a photo card storage thing, photos that he has taken, because he's a fantastic photographer. He does professional shoots for commercial photography. And he is so critical of his own work that he'd never give me any of these pictures. Well, he finally put some on a card, and now I can put it in my frame that'll circulate through the pictures. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get that put together tomorrow.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Who's next?
I'll go, and like normal, I'll probably do them all.
Okay.
The fondest memory of my mother is her unwavering faithfulness and being right by my side when they weren't sure I was going to make it in Traverse City. Reading my lips when there was nothing coming out of my mouth, and just being there for me for every single surgery I've ever had my entire life, except for one, I believe, and always being there for me. My mom is my rock, which is really funny because when my dad was alive, that was, everybody thought he was the rock. My fondest memory of my father, I have 2. Mom usually bought the Christmas presents, but one year my dad bought me a baseball glove. And the morning my father died, I got to talk to him on the phone before he died. So that's one of my fondest memories. The moment in my life that I recall the most is when I was laying in the hospital at West Branch Regional, and they didn't care that I was dying. But God was in control, and he helped me make it through till they got me somewhere that I could breathe. and that they listened to me and they did what I needed so that I could live. Because I really didn't think I was going to live that day. What I'm most grateful for today is my family. The kids have given me so much joy. They wore my butt out. But they have been so much fun, and just little things like Marshall had an accident. They both had to go to the bathroom at the same time, and I only have one small bathroom. No. And so Marshall let Lily go first because she said she had to go. And so while she was going, Marshall went in his pants. And so Lily got a towel and was cleaning up the mess and said, "Grandma, it was an accident. She let me go first." So it was adorable. I had a huge
That
mess
is
on my
adorable.
hands because he's not used to eating real food. They eat fast food now all the time. So his bowels are giving him a hard way to go since he's been here.
Yeah.
And what I most want to share tonight is I'm still 0.2 of a pound as of 2 days ago for my own personal goal. So I'm hoping that running around and having the kids here, I'm going to make my personal goal. I've made the goal for the challenge, but I'm shooting for my own personal goal. So those are mine.
Yay!
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, that's going to be hard to beat, but you guys still got to go.
Oh, yeah.
Who's next? Thank you, Dawn. I loved when you talked.
That was great.
Yeah. Marcia, you want to go now?
Yeah, that's me, huh?
Oh, John's going? Go ahead.
Let's see. The moment in my life that I recall is the day that Sue and I got baptized together in the Atlantic Ocean.
Wow. Tell us about it.
Oh, well, both of us had been baptized as babies, with our parents, but we had been to several different churches, and none of these churches had the policy where you could get baptized again as an adult if you'd already been baptized. And the church we went to on Hilton Head or Bluffton, they agreed. They allowed you to get rebaptized if you've been baptized as a baby. And so it's a pretty good sized church. So we're down there with, I think there was like 80 people getting baptized that day, and kids and adults alike. And so we walked out in the Atlantic Ocean, and we both got dunked at the same time.
Wow, that's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Who's next? Dorothy?
Okay. I would have to say I'll say the fondest memory of my father is I remember the day that he came home from the war. I hid behind my mother. We lived at my grandma's house, and he came home with his uniform on. And I just remember it like it was yesterday. My grandma's potbelly stove, and I was 3 years old, but I remember it. Wow. And that was the moment in my life that I recall most. But my dad and I fished all the time. So that's a fond memory for me because we spent many hours fishing together.
Wow.
That's all.
Thank you. Marcia?
Okay, it's a kind of silly memory, but I was about maybe 4 or 5, and I lived in the projects in the Bronx. And this girl always used to torment me and stick her tongue out at me every time she would see me. And I never did anything. And then one day she did it, and I stuck my tongue back out at her. And then she came over, and she started with me. And I guess it was the adrenaline thing I remember, and I beat her up.
Oh my gosh, I would never dream it. That is a great story.
I always remember that I finally had enough, and I just decided to do something about it.
Oh, I think that is a great story. Oh my gosh, thank you. Is anybody there that I don't know is there? that hasn't shared?
You forgot Tony.
I think
Tony said he was
Tony did,
right
yeah.
for me. I heard him say
Mark,
that.
you know what, Connie? I have another one now that Mark said that one, and this is a memory of my dad. This one's funny. There were kids down the block that used to pick on my brother Mark because he is slight. He is, in his entire life, the most he's ever weighed is 138 pounds soaking wet.
Oh my God.
Okay, he is solid muscle. He registers no body fat. He is solid muscle. But as a kid, we were all playing in the front yard, a bunch of them, and people were picking on him. And he was trying to ride his bike, and some girl pushed him off the bike and was being mean to him. Well, I picked the girl up and threw her across the front yard. As soon as I got my hands on her, my father was in the front door. He didn't see anything except me snatching her up and just, literally she was flying like Superman through the front yard, and I was going to pounce on her. And my dad was just like, said my name really loud, and that was, okay, you're in for it. Get in the house. And he busted me, and then Mark ended up saying, well, this is what happened. But yes, my dad he ruled with an iron fist, that's for sure.
Yeah, and a big heart.
Yes, absolutely.
So everybody got their pen. Everybody got their pen and paper.
Yeah.
Okay. So
no, I don't.
Well, you still got time. You can get it while I'm talking. Children learn what they live. If a child lives with criticism, he learns to condemn. If a child lives with hostility, he learns to fight. If a child lives with ridicule, he learns to be shy. If a child lives with shame, he learns to feel guilty. If a child lives with tolerance, he learns to be patient. If a child lives with encouragement, he learns confidence. If a child lives with praise, he learns to appreciate. If a child lives with fairness, he learns justice. If a child lives with security, he learns to have faith. If a child lives with approval, he learns to like himself. And if a child lives with acceptance and friendship, he learns to find love in the world. And these are things that are known now, but they have not always been known.
I have that.
Pardon me?
I have that. It used to be in my bathroom at my house as my son was growing up.
Yeah.
And I gotta go.
Okay, honey. Did she get it done? I guess. All right. We're thinking about you, Dawn. Imagine a world if we all looked at each other and saw the innocent child that was in them, the one that we all once were. And so when you look at that list and you yourself were a child and you have your own story of what's happened in your life, and then you have to take into account that those things that you have experienced contribute greatly to who you are. This is, has anybody ever heard of Burning Man?
Yes.
Yeah. This is a statue that was made there at Burning Man. I just thought it was, powerful.
Yes.
Just thinking about that we all were once innocent children. There is, I talked about this in other Zooms and other Huddleups, but John and Sue have never seen this before, and you guys only saw it once, so maybe it won't matter to you that we do it again. But ACEs are adverse childhood experiences, and to what extent they've done these great studies on this, and to what extent that they play into our older life. The Adverse Childhood Experience Study is the largest, most important public health study you never heard of, and it began in an obesity clinic. I've got a little piece here that I can play that'll tell you a little more about it.
Rob and Vince then began a collaboration that's ultimately become one of the foremost epidemiologic studies of long-term health impacts of child abuse and neglect.
I think the most important thing that contributes to the information of the ACE study is simply the powerful nature of when people tell you the truth about their lives and you listen, you understand their life course.
It's made me realize how much of what we see in adult medicine is the result of what was present but not seen in pediatrics.
ACE has changed the landscape, and I want to talk a little bit about how and why they changed the landscape and how we can take what we've learned from the ACEs.
It's just not a social worker's problem. It's just not a psychologist's problem. It's not a pediatrician's problem. It's not a juvenile court judge's problem. It's everybody's.
It changed the landscape because of the pervasiveness of the ACEs, the huge number of public health problems, expensive public health problems, depression, substance abuse, sexually transmitted diseases, cancer, heart disease, chronic lung disease, diabetes.
As the ACE score goes up, the likelihood of chronic, self-acknowledged chronic depression goes up, so that at ACE score 4 or higher, you're bumping a prevalence of 60%, 60% in women, and about 35% in men.
This is the percentage of people that ever smoked cigarettes, and here's the percentage of current smokers. Again, we could switch the titles on these slides now. You wouldn't know which was from the Kaiser Health Plan and which was a general population sample in Washington.
So how do those people, without the conventional risk factors, end up with coronary disease? We have used this over an 8-year period with 440,000 adult patients.
I believe that this is the most important thing you can ever do, which is begin to deal with this intergenerational transmission of adversity that causes so many problems in our society.
Is anyone familiar with this? Do you remember when we talked about it before?
No.
No? Well, good. That's great. So the second time will probably be the time that it actually makes some sense. Now, the ACE is a test where what I found interesting about it, and I did this maybe 5 years ago, and it was profound to me because then I could see reasons for different things about what I know to be true about me. And this isn't intended to be shared. So as we go through here, what I loved about these questions is that when it asks the question, there's only one answer. I would have answered in the past, yeah, but, and I'd had an answer that went along behind it. But if you remember, and they do use this now in doctors' offices before they ever start talking to a person, they look to see what kind of shoes it was they walked in that's actually led them to that point. They use this in doctor's office to help people do some introspection and know themselves better and understand why they are who they are. And then you can get to the core of matters and work on how it's manifesting itself in our body. So does everybody want to take the test? It's only 10 questions.
Sure.
Okay, that was the pencil and paper. So here we go. Oh. Before your 18th birthday, did a parent or other adult in the household often or very often swear at you, insult you, put you down, or humiliate you? Or act in a way that made you afraid that you might be physically hurt? And you just mark a 1 if that applies to you. I'll go ahead and say yes to everything. Before your 18th birthday, did a parent or other adult in the household
I'm sorry, Connie. Are we supposed to put a 1?
Yeah, you can put a 1 for yes. You can put a
1 for 2 for no.
A 2 for no.
Oh.
Okay, thank you.
All
I'm
right.
muting myself again because I'm having an attack.
All right. Okay. So number 2. Everybody got number 1? Did I move too fast?
No.
Got 1.
Everybody get it? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So number 2. Before your 18th birthday, did a parent or other adult in the household often or very often push, grab, slap, or throw something at you, or ever hit you so hard that you had marks or were injured? Yes or no? 1 or 2. Before your 18th birthday, did an adult or person at least 5 years older than you ever touch or fondle you, or have you touched their body in a sexual way, or attempt or actually have oral, anal, or vaginal intercourse with you? 1 or 2? Yes or no? Before your 18th birthday, did you often or very often feel that no one in your family loved you or thought you were important or special, or your family didn't look out for each other, feel close to each other, or support each other? 1 or 2? Question 5. Before your 18th birthday, did you often or very often feel that you didn't have enough to eat, had to wear dirty clothes, and had no one to protect you, or your parents were too drunk or high to take care of you or take you to the doctor if you needed it? 1 or 2? Number 6. Before your 18th birthday, was a biological parent ever lost to you through divorce, abandonment, or other reason? 1 or 2? Number 7. Before your 18th birthday, was your mother or stepmother often or very often pushed, grabbed, slapped, or had something thrown at her, or sometimes often or very often kicked, bitten, hit with a fist, or hit with something hard, or ever repeatedly hit over at least a few minutes or threatened with a gun or knife?
I'd have killed them.
Before, but you know, people do experience this. Children, there's children that experience this every day. Before your 18th birthday, did you live with anyone who was a problem drinker or alcoholic or who used street drugs? 1 or 2? Before your 18th birthday, was a household member depressed or mentally ill, or did a household member attempt suicide? 1 or 2? Before your 18th birthday, did a household member go to prison? And that's the end. My ACE score is 10. So I don't want you guys sharing your scores. For every 1 you got, that's what your total number of ACEs are. And 4 is like where you do not want to go over. And if you have gone over, then I'm going to tell you, I ended up 7. I was shocked. I would have never, ever have put me there. And they say that a child that is always in that state of fight, flight, and obviously when I answer questions, I had that going on, that your cortisol is constantly, and it throws off all the chemicals in your body for the rest of your life. So adverse conditions in a young age does dictate your health in an older age. But the great part of that is that you can, if you know about it, then that's the answer. Then
How do you get your score?
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you get the score, Connie? Just add everything.
Add up your 1s.
Oh, just the 1s. Okay.
Just the 1s.
Okay.
Oh, just
Okay.
Just the 1.
So I'm confused. So if I have 2, what does that mean?
2 is pretty normal. You know, it's pretty normal. That's going to be most people. The person that you're looking, the person who wants, if I'm a 7, what do you think impact that had on me when I would have never have? I always thought, oh, that's okay, oh, that's okay, oh, that's okay. Well, those things aren't okay. and they shouldn't happen to anyone. And that's the realization the person who has the answers to those questions, this makes a difference to, because now you can get yourself back into not the way you were taught or things you experienced, but who do you as a person think of this situation? And it is good to know that certain things are not okay, because as a child, you look at them and what can you do about them? And you think them, well, you know, it's okay. It happens to everybody. Well, not everybody goes through the same thing. And I think that's showing up in public health. Did that answer your question?
Yes, yes.
All right. So we are all damaged. We all have been hurt. We have all had to learn painful experiences. We are all recovering from some mistake or loss, betrayal, abuse, injustice, or misfortune. All of life is a process of recovery that never ends. We each must find ways to accept and move through the pain and pick ourselves back up. For each pang of grief, depression, doubt, or despair, there is an inverse toward renewal coming to you in time. Each tragedy is an announcement that some good will indeed come in time. Be patient with yourself. I believe so much of what we're doing is more about being authentic with ourselves, getting back to that inner child in each of us that always knew who we were and has never forgot, and not being the person we've turned out to be because of experiences we've gone through.
And Connie, a note on that, a lot of those things lead to eating disorders one way or the other.
Yes.
So just a
and
comment.
worse.
Absolutely.
So I have just started, I'm a big book person. I have just started it's a seminar with Zig Ziglar, the best of all times. I'm enjoying it because it's actually, some of these are from the 70s, the 80s, but he has Diane, what's her name? Diane something. And Diane Morgan and the Zig Ziglar Singers. But that's where that song came from last week. And I have another one for you this week. Oh, let's get started.
As you're going to hear me do over and over and over, I'm going to keep reminding you, you were in fact born to win. We're going to pump that in so many times that there'll never be any question about it. When you are finished with this series, you will know and know that you were in fact born to win. And just to make absolutely certain that you never forget it, let's call on Diane Morgan and the Zig Ziglar Singers to come tell us one more time in song. What do you say?
Within me lies a power, I believe in my dreams. Yes, I was born mountaintop, walking hand in hand. Born to win, born to win. We are born to win. For the seeds of greatness have been sown within. We are born. We are born. Born to
How about that?
That was good.
Yeah, that
You
was
guys
nice.
enjoy those. You know, they're actually part of a book and you can't find them anywhere. And they, you know, he just reaches inside of you when he's talking to you. And I enjoy them so much. And I cue them up and play them for you guys. But there's definitely a message in there. And I think I'm hoping that on some level that the point I was making got across, and is that regardless of what's happened to us in our life, we still have that inner child in us, and we still can reach the potential that we always have. There's not an end to that. All right, guys. Till next Tuesday. Last week of the challenge, but we keep up our Zooms all the way through, don't we, guys?
So now, how did you say that you posted something so we can get into it, or do we go back in?
The new one? The new challenge?
No. Do we go into the challenge in order to watch the webinar?
Yes, they have it there. I'll go ahead and move it over to the Huddle Up because Marcia watches it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll be available in both places.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you, guys. Bye, everybody. Thanks for sharing.